Again, if you watch any other videos, they're not in any particular order. So I'm just going to go in the order that they are piled up on my desk here. And I have Diabolic Tutor. 2 and 2 black. Sorcery. Has tutor in the name. Anybody who knows that term already knows. But search your library for a card. Put that card in your hand. Then shuffle your library. I have had conversations with people about this card, and they say that this card's unplayable. And I'm like, no, it's really not. Not in Commander. Not for the everyman kind of people like my friends and I. Like, we just play this for fun. You know, we make decks with what we have. If we can put a little bit of money into it, that's fine. But I'm not like some of these people going out dropping car notes and mortgages so that I can beat somebody in a card game. I'm not doing that. I just play this for fun. This is just a hobby. Like I said, I'll dump some money into some decks. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, you have those people that spend their whole ass lunch money on cards and stuff like that. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, do you. I'm not knocking you. If you have the money and the resources to do that, you live your best life. But I got kids, I got a budget, and stuff like that. So dropping dough like that is not in the budget. Next card I have, Army of the Damned. 5 and 3 black. High cost, but I've gotten this off, giggity, a couple times. Sorcery. Create 13 tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Has a flashback of 7 and 3 black, which means you can cast it from your graveyard for its flashback cost, but then you have to exile it. Awesome card. I think I may have gotten a flashback on this, maybe once, like on once or twice tops on some long drawn out games, but I've casted it for its original cost multiple times. And sucks that they come out tapped, but fuck, they're giving you 13 of them for 8 mana, so there had to be some kind of drawback. Booyah. Next card we have is Demonic Collusion. 3 and 2 black sorcery. Has buyback of discard 2 cards, which means you may discard 2 cards in addition to any other cost as you cast this spell. If you do, put this card, back in your hand as it resolves, which is great because I can discard useless cards that might be in my hand, or I can discard creature cards that I want to recur later in the game, and things of that nature. But it also tutors. Search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, then shuffle your library. Pretty cut and dry there. Love my tutor cards. Love my tutor cards. Who doesn't? And speaking of tutor cards, probably as far as black goes, well, for me, probably one of the most infamous tutor cards, and that is Demonic Tutor. 1 in the black sorcery. Search your library for a card, then put that card in your hand and shuffle your library. Cut and dry. There aren't too many people, but I'm sure there might be some, newer players and whatnot. And maybe even some older players, because don't get me wrong, you can't know every single card that's in the entire, maybe the people who made the game do, but you can't, for us lamos, you can't know every single card that's ever been printed. If you do, you are a goddamn nerd. Don't get me wrong, I'm a nerd, but I'm not like that. Not that I'm going through the encyclopedia. But Demonic Tutor. Awesome. Next card I have in here. Zombie Apocalypse. 3 and 3 black. Return all zombie creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Tapped. Then destroy all humans. That has come up on multiple occasions. Don't get me wrong, I love just the recursion factor of it. But obviously, if any of my opponents just happened to control a human at the time when I played this, it was nice knowing you. Let's see. Next. Beseech the Queen. Technically, the converted mana cost on it is 6. Or, obviously, you can add a black to cover well, you're going to pay black for every 2. So you can get this down to costing 3. But I don't think anybody's casted for that low. But who knows? I can't say. I'm not everybody. But in any event, sorcery, search your library for a card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Now, it's a tutor card, but it's not like the other tutor cards where you don't have to show, because you have to prove that, you know, you got a card that was less cost than your lands, obviously. But still good nonetheless. They may see what's coming, but it doesn't mean that you have to immediately play it. You might just be holding on to it. Oh, there we go. Next is Feed the Swarm. I felt like I had to put this in this deck. 1 in the black sorcery, destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. I lose life equal to that permanent's mana cost. The destroy creature part, black excels at that. So does white. So that part I'm not really worried about. It's the enchantment part. Black doesn't deal with enchantments very well. So they came out with this card, and I feel like this was a... I normally don't like using this term, but I feel like in black decks, this is an auto-include. Because black does not deal with enchantments very well. Even if it's a one-time use, even if you can't get it back, and it's a one-time use, you better make sure it counts. Motherfuckers having omniscience and shit on the board. And granted, you'll lose 10 life over it, but depending on where you're at in life, you cannot let that omniscience stay on the board too long and go crazy, because you will more than likely lose. Only 2 more sorceries, and then we will go into the instance. And it is Dark Petition, 3 and 2 black. Look at Gristle brand there. I actually wish I had one of those too, because I could care less about that whole, oh, that card's banned. Listen, I'm not playing in any tournaments. We play at coffee tables with friends. We're not really concerned about shit like that. 3 and 2 black sorcery, tutor. Search your library for a card, then put that card in your hand, but it also has spell mastery. If there are 2 or more instance sorcery cards in your graveyard, you can add 3 black to your mana pool. I have purposely used this card to go in my deck and find kill spells, because it gave me that extra 3 black mana. Because it's like that sometimes. If you're at a disadvantage, yeah, you might have a couple sorcery cards in your graveyard, and I've used, like I said, I've used that like this multiple times. Used this so I can get that 3 black mana to go get a kill spell and get rid of somebody's shit who's been annoying the shit out of me. Or if you have extra mana, you can add that to whatever extra mana you have and cast some shit. Do what you want. I do what I want. You don't know me. And the last sorcery in this deck, right there. Increasing Ambition. Costs 4 and a black sorcery. Search your library for a card. Put that card in your hand. We'll get to that. If Increasing Ambition was cast from a graveyard, instead search your library for 2 cards, put those cards in your hand, then shuffle your library. And it has a flashback cost of 7 and a black. And I have flashed this back before to go get those 2 cards, because that is a very handy trick. Alright, now I'm going to go into the instants that are in this deck, which there actually aren't that many of those either. I more or less rely on all the creatures that I get. Oh, that didn't take long to find. Tragic Slip. This, to me, is a ridiculous 1-cost get rid of some shit spell. One black instant. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. But it has Morbid. That creature gets -13/-13 until end of turn. If a creature died this turn, I'm glad it said it right there, because I was going to explain. Morbid kicks in if a creature died that turn. Then, yeah, whatever the Morbid ability is, that's what's happening. Needless to say, a lot of creatures die in this deck, including my own. So, yeah, that happens a lot. Damn it. Next I have Go for the Throat. 1 and a black instant. Destroy target non-artifact creature. Pretty cut and dry what that does. It's a fucking murder spell. As long as the creature's not an artifact. Let's see. Next. I was going to say, I know I spelled that right. Because I just had to add the G. 1 in a black instant, destroy target creature. You lose 2 life. It's a commander game. Depending on where you're at in the game, I could care less about that 2 life. Just 1 in a black, destroy target creature. Pretty cut and dry there. Next, I have Defenestrate. Damn. I almost bit my cheek saying that damn word. Cost 2 in the black, instant, destroy target creature without flying. Not as versatile as a normal just kill anything spell, but there's a lot of creatures out there that don't fly, and they can go. They can, you know. So yeah, cut and dry what that one does. I've always liked this card. It's another card that I have heard from people said that they don't like playing or it's somehow unplayable. Are you shitting me? Hero's Demise, 1 in a black, instant. Destroy target legendary creature. This is a commander game we're talking about. We're playing commander. You have a legendary creature. Or you're not, or you can't play commander, depending on your play group. So, yeah. To me, that's pretty cut and dry. Don't get me wrong, I don't only use this on commanders. Because, you know, there are obviously other legendary creatures in your decks, but I mostly will use it to take out people's commanders. And then next, on the flip side of that, I have Cast Down. Instant, destroy target, non-legendary creature. So, yeah, just another 2-cost, destroy some shit spell. As long as it's not legendary. And there's a lot of those on the board too. And second to last, the good old classic Doomblade. 1 in a black, instant, destroy target non-black creature. Another thing that's pretty cut and dry. Destroy a creature that's not black. The other kill spells will take care of that. And last, but certainly not least, it's in the name. Murder. Get wrecked. 1 and 2 black instant. Destroy target creature. Period. So yeah. There you go. The sorceries and instant that I have in this deck. Like I said, not a lot. But they come in handy. They damn sure do come in handy. And on the next and last episode of this series for Wilhelt, I will cover my artifacts and my lands. Non-basic. And I'll do a count on the number of basic lands that I have in this deck. So, until that episode, I'll let you guys later.